Thanks, Mike. I appreciate everybody coming out tonight. It's great to see so many of our loyal fans be here at a time when our 5 seniors get a chance to say goodbye to Purdue Volleyball. We know they'll be back often, but this is their opportunity to let you know what it was like to be a Boilermaker and play volleyball at Purdue. So I'm like you, looking forward to that. Appreciate our administration. I'm not going to get into a lot of names of people tonight. Our administrative staff is off the charts, supportive of everything we're doing. Anybody that's played volleyball at Purdue recognizes what an unbelievable opportunity they have to do everything they want to do, to achieve whatever they want to achieve. They can do it right here at Purdue. And so for them, for our support staff, for our cheerleaders who have already gotten a standing ovation. I think. Did you get a standing O or not?
Yes.
Okay. But it's just a wonderful place for our staff to work and for our athletes. Someday they'll find out for sure what a great situation they had while they were here at Purdue University. But we appreciate everybody that is here and has contributed any way that they could to help our program. To those that helped prepare the meal tonight, thank you very much. I know that from our staff, Dieta Hawks worked behind the scenes. Dieta, would you stand up because you don't get a lot of applause? Let's give some for Dieta. You know, tonight's objective is primarily to showcase our seniors. And we have a group that we can certainly showcase. One of the best group of seniors that we've ever had at volleyball in the 13 years that I've been at Purdue. So I'm excited about that. Talk briefly about the season and try to build some enthusiasm for what is to come for Purdue volleyball. You know, I've had a lot of mixed looks tonight, and people are concerned about, you know, where we are with things. And I can tell you this, that despite a few transactions during the off season, we are in great shape, and we will be outstanding in the future. I love our team. I love what we've seen in the gym in the past 2 weeks. We're driven, and it's just all part of the process to see people go from freshmen to sophomores, and sophomores to juniors, and juniors to seniors, and see how they respond to that, and see the growth that they have. And we already see that, but we've got a lot of work to do. But this will continue to be a program that you will be proud of. I can promise you that. Our number one goal this season, and I think everybody knew exactly what it was to get back in the NCAA tournament. This is an NCAA tournament program. And for last year to not make the big dance, as they like to call it, was a shock. It was a disappointment. And probably within seconds of finding out that we were not going to the tournament last year, our team became very determined that that would not happen in 2015. And it started with our seniors, but it went all the way down through the youngest player on our team, that we were going to do everything we had to do to make sure Purdue was back in the NCAA tournament. And it was fun to watch. You know, we'll talk about our seniors in a little bit, but I've never seen a group evolve as take charge people, as assertive leaders, and find a way to get through to their teammates the way that this group did. And it was unique, it was interesting, but it was fun to watch. But that was the number one goal. Certainly, you know, you want to do all kinds of things. You want to win a Big Ten championship. You want to win a national championship. But it starts by getting back into the NCAA tournament. And certainly, they did a great job of doing that. You know, I had a lot of different angles I wanted to go tonight, and sometimes I say things that my wife tells me later I never should have said. So I'll try to stay away from many of those kinds of things. And I'm going to be pretty brief tonight. But I had one of the best times coaching this team that I've had coaching in 35 years. And despite what some people might not understand, there's a lot of stress in coaching in the Big Ten. Nowadays, when every coach that you compete against has got an NCAA championship or a gold medal or whatever. We just got another NCAA championship coach in the league this offseason. The guy from Loyola, who had won the last 2 men's national championships in the NCAA, took the job at Northwestern. So there are no easy nights in the Big Ten. Some people think Rutgers is easy. I can tell you about a match we played in Rutgers this year. Right? There was nothing easy about it. And for our team in 20 matches to go 13-7 against the very, very best teams in America is something I'm thrilled about. I just thought it was a great accomplishment by our team, because every night it's a war and it's a battle. And I can go back and look at some matches that I wish would have gone differently. The Michigan State match at home, we led 13-10 in the 5th game. We would have won that, would have kept Michigan State out of the tournament, and we probably wouldn't have been shipped to Texas to play them in the 2nd round of the tournament. Match at Ohio State, where we led, I think, 19-14 in the 4th game, and had a mystery called on a shot Andy Drews said about 2 feet in down the line that they called out of bounds. And that turned that tide a little bit, and we lost in 5. And there are a couple of others. But for the most part, this team fought and battled in about 95% of our matches to a level that I walked out of the gym and I was very proud of what we did. Calvin talked about our match against Texas. And I told the girls before that match that these are the kind of matches that you live for. This is why you do what we do, is to play Texas at Texas. Would I rather have played them maybe 2 matches later when we should have played them? Yeah, I would have. But it didn't matter. We got a chance to play a team that finished national runner-up on their court in front of their fans. And in game 4, the score was 25-25. We had a chance to push it into a 5th game. And it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen. I would have loved to have the opportunity to go to a 5th game against Texas and watch them choke under the pressure. We just didn't quite get that far. But I enjoyed this team. Every single one of them I enjoyed. I enjoyed coaching them. I enjoyed watching them develop. I enjoyed going to practice every single day. And there's not a lot of coaches in America. Ask Russ Rose today how much he enjoyed walking into practice every day this year. He didn't, okay? And so I think that's a statement about the kind of players that we have at Purdue. And that's why I'm so confident of where this program is going to continue to go. You know, it's not about what I do or Kat or John or our staff does. College volleyball is about the players. It's about the athletes. It's about what they decide they want to do and how they can come together as a unit and make it happen. And they came to Purdue because they wanted to play in the toughest conference ever assembled in the universe to play volleyball. And that's what they've got. If you had a chance to watch the Big Ten this year, and you would probably be here if you didn't, it was the best conference ever for volleyball. There's never been a league like the Big Ten had this year. And here's the news flash. It will be considerably better next year. Penn State might drop a notch, but I got a feeling Russ Rose is going to do something about that. But national champion Nebraska loses a starter, but they've got a transfer coming in from LSU that's going to make them better. Minnesota finished 3rd in the country. They lose Dolly Santana, but they have everybody back. Good recruiting class coming in. Wisconsin, they lost a libero. Everybody else coming back. I can go right down the line. Michigan State. This is going to be great teams, but that's why we're here. That's what it's about. And, you know, for Wendy Mayer, where's Wendy? Stand up, Wendy. Wendy does an unbelievable job of communications with us and keeping us along. And she's done me a stat after the season that in the last 11 years, Purdue has been in the top 5 in the Big Ten 10 times. 14 teams in the Big Ten now, okay? And we've been in the top 5 10 times. That talks about the caliber and the character of players that we're bringing to Purdue. Now, is that a lofty goal for our people next year? Yeah. That's what's great about it. You know, we have big things to do. But we're excited about getting there. Okay? Very, very excited about it. But again, good season. I'm not going to go into any more detail than that. We got a nursery we're running up here front. We got to go through things here pretty quick. I've already got spit up all over my brand new tie. Last thing I will say is that you can go back and look at a lot of things. What if we'd have beaten Minnesota at Minnesota? What if we'd have finished that match off with Ohio State? That's what college athletics is all about. At the end of the day, I'm proud of what we did. You know, one team won a national championship. Congratulations, Nebraska. They won a national championship. And I'm sure that's a great feeling. I haven't felt that feeling at Division I volleyball win a national championship, okay? Not a big deal to me right now. There are bigger fish to fry in college athletics than are you going to be the last team standing. Is that one of our goals? It is. But there are a lot more important things than winning a national championship. And what these guys do in their 4, or in some cases 4.5 years on our campus. A lot more important things for them to learn. And a lot more important things for them to accomplish than are they going to be the last team standing in the NCAA tournament. And I'm proud of what we're doing at Purdue. All you people are helping us do to push these people out to great things. And I think you guys should feel very proud about that, because we've got a heck of a program here at Purdue University because of all of you guys. I want to meet our managers first, and the group I'm really happy about. A couple of first-year guys. Come on up, guys, and get your applause. Kevin Foch and Ethan McNeely. Would you guys come on up, please? The most improved player this spring in our program, Ethan, is just absolutely going crazy right now in the gym. Thanks, guys. Go ahead and have a seat. Julia Wall, our only female on the staff. She is eventually going to be, I think, in Australia. Is that right? Going abroad to study. I don't think she's left yet, but she declined to come out for the banquet. But she does a tremendous job for us. And then 2 veterans that this will be their last semester here working with us, that they'd come up and get a nice round of applause. J.P. Whiteman and Corey Roser. 2 tremendous workers for our volleyball program. We'll miss these guys a lot. Freshmen, if you will come up in this order. Shavana Catino. You guys haven't had a chance to see a lot of Shavana. She was one of 2 redshirt freshmen we had. Shavana is a very, very talented. Come on up, Shavana. Beautiful dress. Absolutely beautiful. She came in with some shoulder issues, and all of a sudden we're starting to get some pop on the ball, and you know, people are going to be thrilled to watch her play over the next 4 years. We're excited about her. Next is a redshirt freshman, Carissa Damler. Come on up, Carissa. Thank you. I don't have favorites on my volleyball team, but if I did, it might be Carissa Damler. But I don't have them, all right? But Carissa's a player that, even though she didn't redshirt again this year, you didn't see her play a lot, because we had a lot of depth in that backcourt, and a couple of them are seniors we'll hear from later on, Kate Workman and Amanda Neal. Okay, you're going to see Carissa Damler. All right, she's making so many great things happen, and there was not one player this year in our gym that I was more impressed with from an attitude, a teamness standpoint than Carissa Damler. She was all about making her teammates better, and you cannot get enough players like her. I mean, it was just incredible to watch her this year. And our teammates know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? Never a dull moment. She was always fired up and ready to go. Looking forward to watching her here the next several, I guess you got like, what, 2.5 years? Something like that, 3? All right, next redshirt freshman, Blake Moeller from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Blake is another redshirt freshman. You know, you have to make some decisions with your talent and your roster to see what makes sense. And we were able to get through and have a really, really good season and still redshirt a couple of our talented players. But during the season, Blake was awesome. She gave our team all kinds of fits in practice every single day. And she had a little small problem with her shoulder that turned into a problem with her rib, and then she went into convulsions at Minnesota one time, and there's all kinds of drama. But I can tell you this, I'm very, very excited about having this player on our team for the next 4 years, because she's going to help us beat a lot of people. Okay, Blake Muller. Thanks, Blake. And our last freshman, Brooke Peters. Brooke Peters from Avon. Brooke played a lot of volleyball for us, came off state championship teams in Avon. Brooke's not really misunderstood. She just wants to be misunderstood, okay? And she's really coming along nicely, and she's been very nice and kind to me. Been sending me a lot of nice texts over the last couple of months, and so I'm excited about that. And she has the ability to become one of the very best defensive players that Purdue has ever seen. And I mean that. She's got a sense and a nose for what's going on in the game, unlike most of the best defensive players I've ever had. She sees things, okay? And she's starting to really listen and learn and understand what it's going to take to be great. So I'm excited about all 4 of these people. And girls, thanks for being here tonight. You're done. Have a seat. Thank you. Sophomore class, redshirt sophomore, Ashley Evans. Come on up, Ashley. She's been up already a few times. Ashley ran the offense for us all season long. Worked her fanny off during the off season to get herself in a position to be our starting setter. I think words like reliable, accountable, trustworthy, loyal, athletic, and now I think she's going to be maybe the most offensive setter that we've ever had. She has the ability to score a lot of points for our team by taking things into her own hands, but she'll have plenty of talent to get the ball to. But it's a really good feeling to know that you've got a setter that's got 2 more years, that's already gone through the wars like she has over the last really couple of seasons. She didn't set the ball a lot her first year, but she set about every single ball this year. And she's getting better all the time. So like I say, it's a wonderful feeling knowing that we're in great hands with Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Danielle Coutinho. Danielle was a honorable mention All-America player, was All Big Ten as a sophomore. It's really tough to be All Big Ten at any time. And so to make it as a sophomore was really impressive, and also to get some academic or some All-America academic next year, right? But you guys have heard me talk about Danielle before. The ceiling is really high, and we're going to demand a tremendous amount from her, and we'll get there because she's a great kid, high character, one of the greatest people in the world. Okay, Linnea Rorson, come on up. Linnea, another one of our outstanding defensive players, was kind of labeled as a serving specialist, primarily, who specializes in the short serve. It always surprised me that every time she came in that the other team didn't realize that all she does is serve short. But you found a way to be effective. Regardless of what the situation is. And again, she's also having a tremendous off season and is going to be heard from again this season. And again, you talk about great teammates. She's kind of stoic and a little quiet, but the wheels are always turning. They're always turning. If you want her to say something, she's got something for you. Just ask her. So thanks, Linnea. Azaria Stahl. Come on up, Azaria. We're moving through pretty quick. Azaria had a really good year for us this season. Our expectations for her are high, and sometimes that's difficult to deal with. I thought this year she began to grasp the concept that I want to be really good, but I don't have to be great all the time. And she didn't let mistakes bother her like she maybe did her freshman year. We threw her into the fray a lot in her freshman year. I thought she made great progress this year. I think she's going to be an absolute monster next fall. Again, are we putting a little pressure on her? Maybe. That's all right. But I told her at the end of the spring, at the end of the fall this year, I said, you can be Dolly Santana. Dolly Santana was the Big Ten Player of the Year. Not any bigger, doesn't jump any higher. Okay? Just hits the tar out of the ball every time she swings. Okay? And she got to a point where she had great control of what she's doing. This is going to be Dolly Santana. The only name's going to be Azaria Stahl. That's the kind of play we need to have. She's getting to work on that right now. And this week in practice, she had great rhythm this early in the off season, and really excited about what all 4 of these guys are going to do. Thanks, girls. Appreciate it. We have one junior player, and that is Fayette Adelaja. Come on up, Faye. I made a statement at the start of the season. I said Faye is going to be the most efficient, highest hitting percentage player we have on our team this year. At the end of the year, I think she was right around 400, and that was the highest that we had. Faye, as any of you that have watched her play or had a chance to talk to her or have had the luxury of seeing her GPA, although it slipped a little bit this year, knows that she has all the tools. And you're going to get the very, very best out of her every single time she steps on the floor. And you guys have watched her. You know, undersized to be a middle in our league. Barely 6 foot tall, but really long arms. Okay, real long arms, big hands, and very smart, very determined to be great. And when we recruited her, we knew she was undersized, but we also knew that she had incredible intangibles, and she has not disappointed us at one point in time during her, except when she's hurt. That disappoints us sometimes. But right now, Kara isn't even giving her a chance to get hurt. She's not even letting her practice, so she should be really healthy for next season when we get there. But let's hear it for Faye. Okay, moving on to the seniors that we've already talked a little bit about, and normally, if one of them wasn't here, we'd just flash right by him. But because Mike and Carrie are here, we're going to have to talk about Annie Drews a little bit anyway, just to make the trip worthwhile coming down from Elkhart. But what a story Annie Drews has been for Purdue volleyball and the whole state of Indiana and the Big Ten. You know, she came in, and we knew that we had a great physical specimen. 6'4", although she doesn't think she's that tall, but we like to call her 6'4". Big arm, big personality. And over the course of time, she went from somebody I worried about a little bit with her personality, and, you know, I wouldn't say she was bold or brash, I would never say that, but she is a little bit like her mom. The good thing is we didn't have any problems with mom either. So it's been a pretty good situation. You get somebody that is, you know, an All-American player. Now they're off in Puerto Rico, and they're breaking records in the pro league in Puerto Rico like she's already doing. But I thought her biggest contribution that she made was her ability to get this team to follow her plan as a leader. And that was, we're going to have fun, but we're going to compete like crazy. And we'll see what happens. You know, it wasn't like, we have to win. Because sometimes the coach sends that message. John does that a lot. So she just found a way, I thought, to get our team just to go out and compete and have fun. And I think it carried all the way through our coaching staff. And there's a lesson to be learned there. You know, that you have to enjoy what you're doing. And I thought this team did that. And you could see her on the floor. That was her. She wasn't faking anything. She never faked anything. Annie did. Okay? That was her. And she had a big smile on her face. And fans all across the world even loved Annie Drews. And so, you know, she will be a really difficult person to replace. There's no doubt about that. But we will move on. And it'll be fun to watch her. I think she has national team potential. I've told her that for years. And she's showing that right now. The team she had was 32 points, which could be service aces, blocks, or kills against in Puerto Rico the opening weekend. Had Megan Courtney, who was the first team All-American from Penn State. Had Ayanna Whitney, who was the first team All-American from Penn State. And had the kid from Texas, who was the player of the year last year. Okay, in the country. And Annie lit him up and was the most valuable player that weekend. Now, Annie always starts fast. Okay, so we're hoping that she'll be able to maintain that the course of a 4-month season. Not that she's got to be the MVP all the time, but just really excited about where she's come as a person and as a player, and she's been a real treat. And is someone going to read something on her behalf later on? Yes, we've got somebody who will do. Who's going to do that? Kate Workman? I'll be entertaining. All right, let's hear it for Annie Drews. Let her hear it. Next senior is Sam Epinesa. Come on up, Sam. Sam has played a lot of volleyball for Purdue. Played considerably as a freshman and has been a consistent starter for us the last 3 years. And again, I talked about being proud of all these guys, but what a fantastic season Sam had for Purdue for senior year. And I just thought that, I've got 4 kids and I can spend a lot of time talking about them, okay? But everybody grows up and operates differently. I'm still waiting on a couple of mine. So they all operate differently. So I want to tell you something. She came in this fall and everyone in the gym knew she was ready. And she was going to be an incredibly huge positive influence on our team. She was ready for every match, ready for every practice. And I can't give Vince Evans all the credit for that. Okay? Vince Evans, or Vince Evans, man. Vince Evans. But it certainly was a treat to watch her play this season. And again, we're talking about undersized, and sometimes you get the very, very best player you can, and you just trust that they're going to be dynamic and smart and skilled. And one of the best blockers we had on our team was the shortest starter we had in the front row, and that was Sam Epinesa. And again, she was tough, she's physical, and she was exciting to watch. And a lot of young kids, I'd get emails all the time, and they'd say their favorite player was Sam Epinesa. They love Sam. And big smile on her face. She competed. She's got a bright future because she's found out how to be successful. So we're real excited. Thanks, Sam. Very, very much. Kaisley Fisher. Anybody who follows me on Twitter. How many of you follow me on Twitter? Let me see a show of hands out there. All right, not bad. Not bad. You have a pretty good idea how I feel about Kaisley Fisher. She is absolutely one of a kind. And when you have her as a teammate and you spend time with her, the greatness, the unselfishness, the unbelievable positivity, it just rubs off. And there's no way you can feel sorry for yourself when you've got someone on your team who came in highly touted and had a couple of serious injuries and had some really good players playing in front of her, and she hardly got a chance to show what she could do. The 3 matches she got a chance to play this year, she was great. What she hit, John, those 3 matches? Over 400. Rain Man over there. So, there's no doubt in my mind that of all the people that we're going to miss, All-American or not, okay, we're going to miss Kaisley Fisher as much as anybody. But my hope is this, is that one of these younger players will recognize the value of having someone on your team that cares so much about other people and cares so much about our program. And even the coaches, as she does, and how important that is to team success, and how it is to continued success throughout years. And I know all the parents are proud. I hope that mine are, okay? But the proudest parents in this gym, is this a gym? Stadium, okay? Should be right there. Because this kid has been everything that a parent could dream of while she's been at Purdue. Just has been. Thank you. Amanda Neal, please. Thank you. It's always a really good thing when the local player does well. And it couldn't have gone any better for Amanda Neal coming out of McCutcheon High School. Sometimes when it doesn't go well, then it's a nightmare for the coach. And so fortunately, she was great. And again, when we recruit, we evaluate. It isn't about how fast they are, how high they jump, all those kinds of things. It's about who are they. And I know all coaches do that, but it's a big part of recruiting people to Purdue. Who are they? And she's been a great leader. She's been the hardest worker that we have had consistently from the time she got here. probably has spent more time in the weight room. Her goal is to lead by example. She's tried sometimes to lead other ways, hasn't worked as well, okay? That's leading by example. And that's what I told all of our seniors, you know, leadership isn't as tough as everybody wants to make it out to be. Right? Now and then you've got to get vocal, okay? But it's just work harder than anybody else. Be more committed than everybody. Put the team before everything else. Be early, stay late. You don't have to say a word. And what a great example of leadership, commitment to Purdue volleyball. And you know, when you're local, you certainly love Purdue, but she has loved Purdue, and she's loved her teammates, and she's been great for the coaches here, and she's turned out to be an incredible player. And I probably, of all of our seniors, I have to think about this for a minute. Yeah, I probably was on her more than anybody because I'm a big defensive person. And I wanted her to be great defensively. And if we were going to be successful, she had to be. And every match she got better. I thought about a third of the way through the season, okay, the light bulb went on. She started seeing things and recognizing things and believing in herself to be able to make some plays. And again, you played all 4 years. You started as a sophomore, junior, senior, libero your last 2 years. Is that right? Okay. That's a heck of a career. That's a great career in the Big Ten. Congratulations. Thank you. And Kate Workman. Hold up, Kate. I think that dress says Kate Workman. It really does. You picked it up by yourself? It's Amanda's? So you're saying it says Amanda Neal. I was doing really well for a while. All right. The balance of this class was, I thought, one of the big components of it being successful. Nobody was the same. Look at the 5 people that we've had up here. All different. All operate differently. All different personalities. Different heights. Okay? And Kate Workman, when she came here, she was probably the first person to tell you her dreams were to play a lot. Her reality was saying, I'm just lucky to be here. I'm happy to be here. And sometimes we're in between, I'm lucky to be here, and I want to be a big-time player here. She realized that could happen. And, you know, I give John so much credit. John spends so much time with our passers and servers. That's what he does. Nobody in America is better in the gym than what John is. And if you don't know that, then you've been living in a hole somewhere. Okay? He just is. And so for him to be able to take Kate and Amanda and the rest of the players we've got, and the key is to make them want to be in there doing what he makes them do more than any other program in the country. Pass, 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 pass. It's monotonous. I can't even be in there and watch it sometimes. That's the truth, isn't it? I can't watch it, it's so monotonous. But they do it because John motivates them to do it. And they know that's the key. If we want to be where we went in the NCAA this year in hitting percentage, it was pretty high. 27. Like 7. And there's a lot of teams playing bad competition. Let's just say we were 7th. I know we were toward the top of the Big Ten with a real women play. And if you're going to have a high offensive efficiency, you've got to have the Amanda Neals, the Kate Workmans, okay, Sam Epinesses, and the people we got coming, Peters, Damler, Rorson and company, putting the ball to the setter. Because Evans likes the ball in the box. And that allows her to run the show. And Kate just worked diligently. But more than anything, for me personally, was just the energy and the personality that she brought to our team all the time. Never, I don't think you were ever down. Did you have any boyfriend problems? Okay. But she always came in with just a terrific attitude, a lot of volume, and everybody liked her. And I think that there's no substitute for somebody that everybody wants to be around and is in there doing all the things she's supposed to do. And again, the leadership from this group was as good a leadership as we've ever had as far as watch me and do what I do. And so if we have problems, like with Danielle Catino next year, it shouldn't happen because they've seen what's supposed to go on here. Right, Danielle? I mean, you know how it's supposed to work. And so I'm looking forward to that. And certainly with leadership next year, we're going to have some in good hands. But Kate just became a phenomenal player for us at Purdue and made great plays. And some of the biggest rallies we made all year, she was in the middle of them. Okay, hitting balls off her head or whatever, just making great play after great play. Really good server, really consistent player, and I was so happy that she was here for 4 years. Thank you. We will let those guys come up in just a second, but let me just share a couple of things, and then I'll sit down with I guess they're all gone. Where do we go from here is the question. This spring we have 4 events, 1 at home. The dates are probably wrong, but I'm going to give them to you anyway. It's January, February, March. April 2nd, we go to Indiana. We play Indiana and Indiana State. That's a Saturday, I'm sure. The following Saturday, we go down to Louisville. We play at a club called Kiva. There'll be probably 12 to 18 teams down there, and get some really good competition playing at that facility. On the 16th, we play at called the Academy in Indianapolis. We played there last year. And again, probably 16 teams will be down there or more. We had some great competition there last year. Played, I think, Xavier and Louisville and IUPUI and maybe somebody else. And then we're home the last weekend, and we actually have a pretty big event. We've got ourselves and 5 others, Ball State, IPFW, DePaul, University of Indianapolis, and Northwestern. That's on the 23rd. So that'll be the only home event, but they're all within driving distance for parents, unless you live in Mississippi or someplace like that. But we expect to see you anyway. So that's the schedule. Certainly, I want to thank my staff, my coaching staff, who makes my job so much enjoyable and better. Kat and John and Karen, and we could get Karen up here to talk about her situation, but we'd be here way too long. But we're glad that she survived that situation, and the baby, Kinsey, got it right? Okay, is doing well, and so continue prayers for all of them. But thankful for the staff. Most of my family has found a way to leave, but I want to recognize my wife in the back there. Okay, thank you, Angie. And all of my kids, I was going to go through everything and announce them, but they'd probably rather not do that. We'll say, and Zeke in the back there. Zeke, boil her up, Zeke, boil her up. There you go. Announcement that I have before we turn it back over to Mike and he brings the seniors up. We have one award that our team votes on, and it's the Carol Dewey Award. Carol Dewey was certainly the leader of the pioneer of Purdue Volleyball. Got the program started and got Purdue off and running into some unbelievable seasons with some great players, and has been very supportive of our program ever since. And we picked one award for that one player that epitomizes what Purdue Volleyball is all about. Unselfishness, hardworking, discipline, understands why they're here, and just a great teammate. And the winner this year, and even though this is no surprise, we had several that could have won this award, but this year that award goes to the Carol Dewey Award, Casely Fisher. I really wanted to say this earlier, but I get so nervous when I get up here, you can tell, that I forgot. We have a new player that is already on campus. She's from Long Beach, California. And I would like her to stand up. Sheridan, would you please stand? Sheridan Atkinson. Okay, let's hear it for Sheridan. If you get a chance to say hi to her on the way out, please do. She's dealing pretty well with the cold and the snow. That hasn't been quite as challenging as getting herself back in condition, okay, from last fall, but she's working on it, all right, making a lot of progress, okay? Kat, anything else I need to do?
Bring him up.
Seniors, come on up. Bring them up. You guys are on. Let's go. Who's going alphabetical? Well, Kaisley is ready.
If I forget anybody that I say thank you to, I'm sorry. You guys hear me?
No.
Hello.
There you go. Okay, thanks for coming here tonight. Everyone has done it already. I'll keep this short. 5 years definitely has gone by fast. I've said that numerous times when I come up here. But I want to say thank you to Dave, Kat, and John. Even though I came late on my unofficial, sorry about time change, but I'm glad you guys offered. Anyway, I don't regret that decision at all. I chose to come here because it feels like a family. At the beginning, my parents didn't. Sorry. My parents really couldn't come up that often because my sisters were still in high school. But you guys made me feel like part of the family. Angie and Dave opened up their doors all the time for Thanksgiving and stuff, which I truly appreciate. Thank you to the band, if anyone's out there. Holler, shout out to the clarinets. Yeah. To my teammates, thank you so much for being great people. Great people. I'm sorry I said that I would come up here often on AMFA, but I'm trying. I am getting acclimated with the real world. It's really hard out there. Anyway, right now it's been like a month already and I already missed playing volleyball. I'm coaching 13s right now and a lot of patience, but pray for me. We had our first tournament last week, which went pretty well for the first weekend, but hopefully it gets better. If anyone's around, you guys can come watch us play. I'm gonna wrap this up, but thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for being my second family. I'm definitely gonna come here as often as I can, and
Hello? Okay, wow, very close. So I'm actually gonna read Annie's too because believe it or not, she actually wrote a really long thing. I don't know if that surprises any of you. I'm gonna read it for her. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's here because obviously everybody in this room has had something to do with my life these past 4 years and the success of the volleyball team. So I just want to thank everyone here. I can't go through a lot of names because I'm gonna forget people and it's gonna be real embarrassing. So I want to go through the 3 coaches. Dave, thank you for believing in me, and I still laugh at things that you'll say during practice in my head, and it's very funny, and thank you for believing in me. John, thank you for being my buddy these last 4 years and laughing, and I'll never forget the times that we had when we were in passing practice, and passing film was like the best times ever. And Kat, thank you for being somebody that I can come to if there was any sort of problem in my life or just being able to joke around with if I was stressed out. I really appreciate that. Wherever I go after this, I think I'm just going to be most proud of being at Purdue because of the hard work that shows here. I think that being in such a hardworking, nitty-gritty atmosphere of the 4 years that I played volleyball here is just going to carry over to whatever I'm doing, and I think there's actually a lot of people in life that don't really know what that's like, and I think I'm just so blessed and lucky to have been able to be a part of something so special, and I've made lifelong friendships that obviously, you hear about when you hear about college athletics, but I never really knew what those could have been like, and now I can say that it's actually a thing. and I'm really grateful. So I'm gonna take a break, and then I'll read Annie's because it's long. So here's
Okay, so there are a lot of people that I wanted to thank, and then I thought about it, and I was like, I just need to make sure that there's time for enough people. But I'll start off first with Dave. Thank you for believing in me, first of all, and realizing that hopefully a local person can come out and show something special here. John, for putting the countless amount of hours in the gym with me, whether it be passing, film, you guys both just put in so much time with trying to make us better, and as a whole, I just can't tell you how much that means to me. You made me a better player, but more importantly than that, I came out to be a better person, so I really, truly do appreciate everything you guys did for me. Kathy, for being my best friend on the coaching side, it's been fun having you. I can go to you for about anything, and I've learned a lot just from you. You saw something in me in a way to make it easier for me in some senses, so I thank you for everything that you've done for me over the 4 years. And Karen too, by the way. Cheetle, whatever. Yeah, that came from Karen. If you didn't know, you can ask her later. Also, I want to thank my teammates. You guys have been amazing, and I'm telling myself I'm not going to cry. But it's been a blessing to play with such great and talented people. I couldn't ask a better class to go out on, and I told you guys that last game that we played, and I truly mean that you guys are something special, and next year's just going to be more to look forward to. So I'm going to be around, obviously, so I hope to come to games and support you guys and everything that you do. Thank you for that. And then my parents, they didn't miss a single game. Sorry. Okay. My parents, they came to every single game. They didn't miss one this year, and my brother shows me so much support, even when it should be about him sometimes. He shows it towards me. And my grandparents for coming to all the games that they possibly could. And my great-grandma Ellie's 91 years old, and she's sitting here, and she traveled to all my games. But really you learn a lot when you come to Purdue University, and the life lessons that I have learned from not only my senior class and my underclassmen is just that there are so many great people in this world, but the best come from Purdue University, and I've learned a lot, and I thank my coaching staff and my players, but most of all just my teammates for being there, and yeah,
Hello, hope everybody's having a nice evening. But like the rest of my class has said, I just want to throw a lot of thanks out there. I'm very grateful to have been able to attend Purdue, and I still attend Purdue, by the way, girls, in case you're wondering. I'm still here, you can text me back. But anyways, yeah. I am very thankful for these past 4 years, past 4 seasons. I came in here and I was a little rough around the edges, and I think I've come out here a lot smoother. So I owe a lot of that to Dave. Thank you for staying on me and making sure that I keep it all forward. And John, thanks for the countless hours that you put in with us and for being there and texting me and letting me know, and the rest of us know what we got to do in the gym. And Kat for connecting the dots between us. It's been awesome, and I'm very thankful for you, Care Bear. Thanks to my teammates. You guys have been awesome. I look back and I just think of how many blessings there are and how many funny times we had. And I think it's funny that you guys all thought it was really scary. I think that's probably the most funny of it all. And then now you say I never stop talking, so you're welcome. And then lastly, to my family, thanks to my parents. Thanks for coming to as much as you do. I know you have a bunch of rugrats running around and some extras occasionally. And I'm just so thankful that you've made it to every home game and that you've been able to come up with the Mima. And I look at all of this and I just love how far that we've come together. And that's all I have. Boiler up.
Thank you. Okay, so this is from Annie Drews. She's in Puerto Rico. I've FaceTimed her a few times, and she's having a blast. If any of you guys are friends with her on Snapchat, I mean, I hope not like a ton, because that'd be kind of weird. You can see that she's really enjoying it there. She's having a really good time, and I know that we're all, the coaching staff and the players are all really proud of her. So here it goes. Hello, all. Kat asked me earlier this week if there was something I wanted to say for this banquet. And while it feels kind of odd to give my thank you and farewell speech like this, I didn't want to leave without saying anything to the place and the people who have shaped me into who I am today. People always tell you that you learn so much about yourself and grow in college, and in the case of me and my fellow seniors, I don't think that could be any more true and applicable. These other four, and Faye, shout out to Faye, have been such a great gift of life for me in college, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We have been through the good, the bad, and the ugly together. We have been to weddings and vacations together, celebrated holidays and big wins, mourned losses and tough seasons of life together. Thank you to you beautiful ladies and the rest of the team as well for accepting me the way that I am, being and enduring with me through the change and adding so much value to my life. There are so many people in this room that deserve so much more than just a simple thank you. My parents, the coaches, support staff, fans, family, and friends. With that said, thank you sincerely, not just for what you have done for me, but what you have done with me these past 4 years to challenge and encourage me so well. Now that I'm in the real world, she has in parentheses, well, kind of, it is more evident than ever that Purdue wasn't just a place to get training and exposure as a player. Purdue was a place to make gains every day as an athlete, a student, a mentor, a mentee, a Christian, and as a woman. The discipline that Purdue demands in every corner of your life, whether that be in a work hard, play hard conditioning session, even when Corey said we weren't going to have one that day. A 6 a.m. workout with Speckos being incredibly chipper and well caffeinated. It reads that part. A community service event the day after a 5-set match or a group project while on the road traveling is one thing that has stood out the most to me since leaving Purdue. I won't always remember the big plays, the stinging losses, or the little details, but I will certainly carry that discipline around with great honor. I wish I could have done more for this program. Dave, John, and Kat, you deserve the world, and I wish I could have delivered more than a few big wins. But I've loved every day as a Boilermaker, and I'm so grateful to have a place to call home that believes in me so much. She says, okay, enough of my sad and sentimental ramblings. Enjoy tonight as a celebration of a season that was a step in the right direction and as a prelude for the great season that is about to come. I love you all. And it says, P.S. Faye, this is an order. You must go eat 3 of whatever dessert they are serving in my honor. Ashley, you too.